Hi, welcome to Behind the Pen. All right, the new girl. The new girl was created in 2010. I had just convinced my mother to buy me a camera. It was my second year, well, I guess my first full year living in Los Angeles, and I was broke as a joke. And so I asked her to, buy me a Canon T2i camera and like the little boom mic and all this stuff, a little kit. It was probably like 800 bucks, which is nothing to a working individual. But when you're an artist and you're having to make that money organically, that's a lot. That's a stretch, you know? So anyway, a starting artist, I guess, starting/starving. So 2010, I shot the film. I did not have a team. It was literally just me. My friend Larvell, he was kind of acting as supervisor. I mean, as producer in a sense. Really not really. He just let us use like his work location, which was super. I walked in, I fell in love with this location because it was like so cool looking. So that's the office environment that you'll see. But again, I knew nothing about like sound and how to shoot sound properly and stuff like that. And probably, honestly, the little tripod or the boom mic or whatever probably was just cheap. You know what I mean? Just a mixture of that and just not having a proper person to man it. I think I had one of the actors, I think her name was like Garcia. I had just met her, super nice lady or whatever. I gave her she made her cameo, or her scene debut in the restaurant location, which we were stealing. We pretended like we were buying some food or whatever. I sat at a table next to them and shot the dialogue, but it's horrible. So right now, I'm on the fence. I'm gonna put the film up as is, but I'm really considering adding subtitles to it, just because the audio is not the greatest. You know what I mean? The motivation behind coming up with the concept was based off of, at the time I had a roommate. I was living downtown. I'll just say her name was DB, right? And she was, I can't think of where she was working, but she was a, quote unquote bigger girl or whatever, and considered a big girl, especially in LA. She probably was like, 14, 16, maybe 18, in dress size, but I don't know. And so she had this supervisor at her job that, now mind you, she was new to California too. And so if you don't know, like visiting California and living there are two different things. So living there, being a fat person per se, you don't get that much love. You have to have a good reputation to be known or whatever, but dudes ain't really checking for the thick girls like that unless they're curvy thick. If you're just like round thick, no, it's. So this person, DB, was low-key, round at the time. Now, she's vegan now. She's lost weight. She's got her little shine going and stuff like that. But at the time, she was not, in shape, let's say. But her supervisor, her boss or something was, like, flirting with her at work. So she would come home and tell me the little stories. And, she was just kind of like, she would never have done it because I think he was married. But it was just, it felt good to feel like a woman and to be paid attention to and all of that stuff or whatever. So hearing her talk about, their conversations or, his little flirting and stuff like that, it just kind of sparked this thing or whatever in my mind. So when I tell you the new girl is literally or like verbatim about just how my interpretation of her experience, that's what it is. Someone that's new.
It's kind of funny how the time goes by. A new beginning right before my eyes as I walk this path on the journey we call life. La 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 la, la la la, la 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 la, la 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 la. La 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 la
the girl that I had play the lead, Shannon, she wasn't fat, you know, but she was bigger, you know, quote unquote bigger than all of the other actresses that were auditioning for the role. And even now she's lost the weight and she's like, you know, super tiny and stuff now, super cute. But so that was like the first mistake I made, because again, it's a portfolio platform. The purpose is to grow and to learn from each experience. The budget was $0 because again, all the money had been spent on the camera and the equipment. There was no crew, it was just me. And we probably shot everything. We had multiple locations, which was very aggressive, but probably still did a 2-day, maybe 3-day thing or whatever, where it was just kind of working around people's work schedule. So with Shannon, I should have just taken the time to really try to find a woman that was fat so that the storyline could work better. Because I had it on YouTube for a while and it just didn't get a lot of hits. So I don't know if it just didn't get hits because people couldn't really hear certain parts very well, or if it was just like, this girl ain't fat, you know. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm still proud of it though, because it's, you know, it was a labor of love. You know, everybody still came together at the end of the day. Everybody was a beast. The actors are like amazing. They're super talented and stuff like that, and I appreciate it. I actually was on this whole like feminist kick where I was so sick of seeing women being nude in films. So I was like, no, next film I do, I want the man to be nude. I want a full frontal. I want da-da-da, because you're always seeing women exposed or whatever. So that's where this sex scene came from. And I literally had to kind of go back and forth with Keith. Now in the audition, and he would probably be like, I didn't say that. In the audition, he admitted or said yes to a full frontal. He agreed that he would do it. But then once we got on set or whatever, he was just like, Nikki, you know, come on, man, you know, like, you know, can we just compromise or whatever? And so that's how we ended up just shooting his butt instead of just everything or whatever. But I was just so animate, like, no, this is my first LA film, I'm gonna prove a point. So yeah, so that's it though. It was fun. Like I said, we had our club location, which was actually the location that we ended up screening the film at. It was a free location. They knew that we were there filming, but this club let filmmakers come in and screen their projects and all that stuff. I think you just have to, you know, buy drinks and stuff like that. The office location was free. Like I said, we stole the restaurant scene. Everything else outside we stole. You know, we just, you know, walked by and just shot it really quickly. And what was the other location? Oh, we used my old apartment downtown. That was where the wife lived. And the other location was DB's, one of her best friends. It was her apartment. So that's where the girl, the new girl lived or whatever. So she had a beautiful place and she let us shoot there. But yeah, so I really have, you know, I hate to say that the new girl is trash. I don't think it's trash. Again, I just think once I add subtitles to it, which may be there by now, it'll be cool. But I'm going back and forth in my head on how to kind of save the sound, because I think, and I was told by one of the people who later became a mentor to me, a young woman, that the sound is key. And so that was my lesson. Okay, all right, the sound has to be, so you have to really fully pay attention. So a part of me is thinking, because I had a good team too as far as the sound is concerned, where Day is, as far as like the produced sound, his name was Day Cannon. We were friends. I met him when I lived in Nashville, and he did all the songs that you hear are original. He wrote the songs, scored them, had his, you know, artists and stuff sing them. So a part of me is just wondering, like, what if I just make it a musical, you know, where it's just, you see them talking, but it's all music. So I'm still going back and forth. Right now, I think the easiest solution is just to do subtitles, and then later on when things start rolling, you know, reshoot it. Or just leave it as is, and it's just something that you know, that I learned from, you know, make sure that I have a team, and again, the sound and stuff intact. All right, well, that's Behind the Pen. Check it out, watch it, let me know what you think. I broke it up into episodes, so it's like 4 episodes, and they're not long. It's like the longest one is probably 12 minutes, but check it out, let me know what you think. Okay.